Chapter 592 Who is for it and who is against it? Nothing has gone beyond Zhang Yi's expectations. After all, he has previously communicated with Bai Li Changqing and is also aware of the considerations of the Jang Nan region. To be fair, he believes that this move is relatively reasonable. If Zhang Yi were in Zhu Zheng's position, he would also adopt the same strategy. Otherwise, if each region is allowed to go on disorderly and fight, sooner or later the entire Jiangnan region will be beaten to pieces. If there is an external invasion at that time, what can be used to resist? As for whether Zhang Yi himself has any opinions about this? Yes, but not many. Although being restrained can make people uncomfortable, who let Jiangnan region be so domineering? Other people are more powerful than him, and he doesn't care about giving Jiangnan region face. Of course, if the other party is asking him to go and die, Zhang Yi will refuse. And until that point, Zhang Yi didn't want to completely fall out with Jiangnan. After Zhu Zheng finished speaking, he looked at the crowd again. After the shock of the previous move, no one dared to be the first to speak. Who agrees with what I just said, and who disagrees? Zhu Zheng continued to ask. Everyone looked at each other and tacitly chose not to speak. Zhu Zheng said coldly, "If you don't speak, I will assume that you all agree. Then, just sign your names on this application for membership." After Zhu Zheng finished speaking, his secretary Lan Xinqing pushed his glasses and signaled to Yan Yunweiman outside. Immediately, two teams of people, each holding a prepared application for membership, came from the two aisles and handed out the application forms to the leaders of each faction. By signing this application form, they will officially become a subordinate organization of the Jiangnan region. They will be under the command of the Jiangnan region. Zhang Yi also received one, and he quickly read it over. It was exactly the same as Zhu Zheng had described, with no additional conditions. Naturally, Zhang Yi signed his name on it. Zhu Zheng was very concerned about this procedure, but in fact, Zhang Yi didn't care much. If the day ever came when Zhu Zheng sent him to his death, this piece of paper would not bind him in any way. One must be flexible in life. There is no need to be a hero. Others were calm and collected, while some were full of reluctance, but they still signed the application form for joining the group out of fear of the Jiangnan region. Zhu Zheng nodded with satisfaction when he saw the thick stack of forms in Lan Xinqing's hands. A smile appeared on his face, and he said to the crowd, "Don't worry, I won't make you contribute your efforts for nothing. Every month, you will be able to receive a supply. This includes weapons and equipment specially made for the district. And, if you complete the tasks assigned by the district, there will be special rewards for you." After Zhu Zheng finished speaking, he reached into the pocket of his jacket and took out a small glass bottle, squeezing it between his fingers. Everyone's gaze fell on the small glass bottle, all curious about what it was. Zhu Zheng said in a deep voice, "This thing is called Compound 2. Its function is to help people awaken their supernormal abilities and tap their potential. Simply put, after using it, your supernormal abilities will become even stronger. This thing is also on the list of mission rewards." After hearing the effect of Compound 2, everyone's eyes became burning with excitement. Up to this point, the only way they had discovered to strengthen their supernormal abilities was to devour. But there were also significant difficulties with this method. First, they need to kill someone to obtain the source of their power, which is already a difficult task, and the number of aliens is still too scarce. Second, as the power level increases, the effect of co-symbiosis also decreases, and they need to constantly consume the sources of high-level aliens. But how can high-level aliens be killed so easily? Now, Zhu Zheng is telling them that there is a drug that can help them increase their power, and of course they are eager to get it. In the end times, being strong is everything. However, Zhang Yi frowned slightly when he saw that thing. He also knew a little about compounds, having overheard a few words from Bai Li Changqing. The reason why the Jiangnan regional headquarters was so powerful and had so many high-level aliens was related to the compounds they developed. And Bian Zhenhua seemed to be a user of the compounds. Even the side effects of the mutations around him were brought about by the compounds. Although one can obtain powerful strength in a short period of time, one needs to bear huge risks. Zhang Yike is unwilling to make this kind of exchange. However, it is obvious that everyone else is deeply attracted to this thing. No wonder Jang Nan district has such strong aliens, it turns out to be assisted by drugs. Could it be that we can also get it? As long as you complete the task assigned by Jang Nan district, that seems pretty good too. Zhu Jing used a big stick and a handful of sweet dates to dispel the dissatisfaction in everyone's hearts. At least it seems that it is still profitable to follow Jang Nan district. Just as everyone was pondering the pros and cons, Zhu Jing spoke again. You've come at the right time, and there is an opportunity for you right now. Not long ago, a group of Ronin from the Neon Country appeared in Linhai City. There are a total of 13 people in this group. Linhai City has currently been occupied by them. If anyone can go and destroy these Ronin, then he can get 10 servings of Compound 2 and control over the entire Linhai City. There was an immediate uproar below. Because the words Neon Ronin were really impactful. No matter how they fought in the past, even if it involved life and death, it was a family matter. But now that there is an invasion from an external enemy, their hatred has immediately shifted. Damn Neon Samurai, how dare they set foot on the land of our country, they are looking for death. Do they think that because the end of the world is coming, they have the right to be arrogant? Kill! Kill all these damned Ronin, not a single one can be left alive. Zhang Yi also narrowed his eyes slightly. Neon Samurai, they really dare to do it. They ran to the territory of the Huagua Kingdom and occupied a city. Then there is no doubt that the local forces have been eliminated by them. No one can tolerate this. Uncle Yu gritted his teeth and cursed in his mouth, MD, these sons of bitches, kill them all. Everyone was full of anger. Some people were also moved when they heard the conditions Zhu Jing had given. 10 servings of Compound 2 could greatly enhance the strength of 10 aliens, which would definitely make an organization much stronger. But the most attractive thing was still the right to rule Linhai City. The local forces in Linhai City had been eliminated by the Ronin, which meant that whoever completed this task would become the absolute king of Linhai City. Moreover, his identity and power will be recognized and protected by the Jiangnan region. Many people have been tempted by this idea. But some are also considering the risks of this task. After all, that Ronin organization can eliminate the influence of foreigners in the entire Linhai City. Chapter 593 Recruitment. Zhu Jing had a panoramic view of the expressions of the people below. He knew that some people were still waiting for specific information. Zhu Jing also didn't play tricks and told them about the information on the Ronin. These Ronin come from northern Neon and are a local Yakuza organization called the Erosion Moon. After they dominated the Kanto region, they set their sights on the land of the Huagua and crossed the sea to come here. We have already communicated with the top echelons of the Neon authorities. These people's actions have nothing to do with the official top echelons of Neon and are purely personal. So, you can go hunting with peace of mind. Of course, none of them are weak, so you need to be prepared for that. But we have the advantage of being in large numbers, so as long as you are willing, anyone can go on this mission. All I want to see is the heads of the 13 of them. A foreigner at the bottom slowly raised his hand. Zhu Jing and Zhang Yi looked at him. He was a man wrapped up very tightly, with only his eyes showing. Zhang Yi had noticed him on the subway platform before. This man had the air of a veteran soldier and should be a retired veteran. And at this time, he is also the leader of a faction. The veteran soldier asked, the Neon executives said that those people were not sent by them, and this statement is completely unbelievable. What if we are attacked by the other side when we go on a mission? Many people nodded in agreement with the veteran soldier's words. The people of Neon are fickle and two-faced, and there are many of them. Can we believe what they say? What if when they go on a mission, they find out that these people are just the advance guard of Neon and there will be other reinforcements? By then, they will definitely be in danger. Zhu Zheng's mouth curled up, his expression showing a little disdain. That's not important. What's important is that they officially deny any connection with these people. So, we can go after these Ronin as much as we like. The Neon people won't dare say anything. Otherwise, hee. Zhu Jing sneered, if it is proven that this group of people are related to the Neon High Level, then the matter will be much easier to solve. They struck first, so naturally we can use every means to fight back. Zhu Zheng's words were almost clear. As long as it is discovered that this group of people are related to the Neon High Level, then it will prove that the other party has started the war of invasion, and then, really, the world will be leveled. Even their allies will have nothing to say. These words boosted the confidence of the strangers present. With the powerful military forces of the Jang Nan region as their backing, they had nothing to worry about. They just needed to launch a grand hunt against those Neon Ronin. The veteran nodded silently, agreeing with Zhu Zheng's words. As for why the military forces of the entire Jiangnan 12 cities had to be mobilized, the reason was very simple. This is a siege. They want to surround the Erosion Moon organization and kill them all without mercy. The other party will not foolishly wait to fight them, they will definitely flee. And this kind of siege will definitely require more than 10 times the strength of the other party. Just as hundreds of years ago, during the Ming Dynasty, the siege of the thousands of Japanese pirates in the southeast required the mobilization of even 300,000 troops. Uncle Yu couldn't help but say to Zhang Yi, we can also participate in this siege. As a veteran, Uncle Yu has a strong attachment to this. Zhang Yi rested his chin in his hand, tilted his head, and looked at Zhu Jing on the stage and the enthusiastic crowd with indifference, but he was deep in thought. The Ronin are certainly hateful, but before doing anything, he will not act on impulse, but will consider the pros and cons. The Ronin must be suppressed, but why didn't Zhu Jing send his investigation team? Even though the Black Robe Squad has lost Bian Zhenwu, the Heavenly God Squad is fully staffed. Not to mention that they also have 5,000 Yan Yunwei. There may only be one answer, and that is, Zhu Jing is reluctant to let the team in his hands take big risks. That is why he first let the forces of the outer city go ahead and carry out this task. It would naturally be best if it was successful, and even if it was not, it would be possible to test out some of the other parties' details, and then let the elite of Blizzard City go out afterwards. From this point of view, perhaps in the future when a similar problem is encountered, the forces of the outer cities will be mobilized first. The elite troops in his hands will be reserved, and they will not be mobilized easily unless they are on a special mission. After all, the status of the Jiangnan region is maintained by its armed forces, and Zhu Jing also has to consider this factor. After all, there is always selfishness in people. After careful consideration, Zhang Yi calmly said to Uncle Yu, let's observe the situation first. I'll go find Bai Li Changqing to get specific intelligence about the situation there. There must be something that Zhu Jing didn't say clearly. Zhang Yi's character is to plan carefully before acting, so as to put himself in a safe position. From the lectern, Zhu Jing waved his hand and said with righteous words, all organizations participating in this operation can go to the headquarters to receive weapons and equipment and other supplies. Zhang Yi thought to himself, this is also a confirmation of how many forces are involved in the operation. If the number of participating forces is insufficient, I'm afraid they will have to be assigned tasks by name. Someone immediately stood up at the scene to indicate that they would lead a group to Linhai City to encircle and attack the group of Ronin. 4 or 5 forces suddenly appeared. Zhang Yi raised an eyebrow and thought to himself, in that case, I won't stick my head out for the time being. Whether these forces are motivated by considerations of justice for their country and family, or simply the benefits promised by Zhu Jing, there will certainly be many who go ahead and carry out the mission. Zhang Yi has never been a showboat, even if the benefits are considerable. So, let this group of people go first. If they can successfully wipe out those Ronin, that would be best. If they fail, Zhang Yi can also use this to obtain more information. Then when he makes his move, he will have a higher chance of winning. As he looked at the enthusiastic foreigners, a glimmer of light flashed in Zhang Yi's eyes. Just 13 people destroyed all the forces in Linhai City. Just how strong was the team called the Erosion Moon? Could it be that it was not weaker than the investigation team from Blizzard City? If that was really the case, then those who went to suppress it would die in droves. The meeting came to an end amidst a flurry of excited voices. Those willing to go and suppress the Eclipse Moon forces all signed up and received supplies. Zhang Yi, on the other hand, left the meeting venue with his men without a word. The operations center, commander's office. Zhu Jing was sitting on the sofa, reading the report handed over by Lan Xinqiang. In the end, there were 10 forces that signed up to go to Linhai City to suppress the Eclipse Moon forces. That's not bad, it's a very powerful force. Zhu Jing nodded. Although there were many large and small forces that had come to Blizzard City this time, many of them were unable to participate in the siege for various reasons. For example, Linhai City was too far away from their city in terms of location, or they had other concerns in their hearts. However, Zhu Jing did not see the signatures of any of the leaders of the forces in Tianhai City on it, especially not Zhang Yi's. This could not help but make him frown. Tianhai City is very close to Linhai City, and Zhang Yi is powerful enough. But he is afraid of a fight and avoids it, which is really disappointing. He felt more and more that Bailey Changqing was right. This Zhang Yi is too calculating and hard to control.